Hi, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings. This is the reading for the Pisces male for the Valentine season of 2019. So I work from two pyramids here. I have a love, sex, and romance pyramid, and then I have a general energies pyramid zoning in on the romance area. So that's what should come out, and hopefully there's some blocks we can alleviate or make you aware of to help you move along here. Okay, so that's love and relationships. That's my goal. Okay, so I have an overview card and a Power of Surrender card that I pull as well to highlight some things. So I'm going to start with those. The overall general masculine card for the Pisces is abundance. Green man. So this man may have a lot of abundance in his midst, okay? Focused on attaining it. It seems like there's a lot of love stuff going on here. But nonetheless, there's abundance around him that he can pluck from, is what they're saying. There's a lot of abundance to pluck from here. Okay? So the surrender card is surrender the habit of people-pleasing. So the advice here is to speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So that is an advice card that you may be blocked highly in that way. So that would unblock or alleviate a lot of suffering if you just do that alone. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first card of the first pyramid here, which is the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is the stalemate card, so or indecision, inability to make a decision. So there's something here. There's two ways of being here that we want to go or do or see or be. And we're unable to make a decision in that way. Now the card on top of there is the Lover's card. So we may have a situation where we have a decision to make within a relationship or about relationships. Okay, where our heart is at. Now, next to that falls the Tower. So, yeah, 16. So we may have just come through or will be coming through or have a situation that has created a sense of shock within us and outside of us. I feel like this greatly has to do with the decision that needs to be made here within. So if we're in a situation where we're choosing lovers, I feel like the Tower coming down could be someone discovering that we are having an affair, or a situation coming to the surface where one person says, okay, it's either me or them, and gives us an ultimatum. I feel like that's the Tower for this man, is the shock that I have to make a choice here. Because there's an indecision that he sit with, and I feel like he's sat with for a while. Sorry, but, and now there's a consequence that he wasn't expecting, okay? So that's the Tower. Now, the card on top of the Lovers here is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is about self-limiting belief systems that hold us back from things. Yeah, there's a blindfold here, a whole bunch of swords holding this woman captive, but in reality she is not captive. She is quite free to remove herself. She just chooses to stay limited. So there's a belief system here that we hold that keeps us stuck in a situation. Okay, that's what I'm going to put to that. The next card we get is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is winning at the expense of someone else, throwing someone under the bus to save our own selves, right? And this is the sense I get here. A sense of being pushed into that kind of a mentality. Or okay, suddenly it's do or die, right? And I gotta be the way I don't want to be under normal circumstances, but things have led to this. So the next card I have is the Queen of Wands. So we have the Tower, the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Wands in a trine here. And I'm getting a scenario. Okay, so basically we have some conflict. With Queen of Wands could be someone that you're having an affair with, could be your partner as well. Either way, this is a fire energy, so an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Now this person is in huge, I mean, they're taken off in a direction there's no two ways, away from the energy of the Pisces male. Okay, they're going ahead. So I feel like, and the wand is behind her, kind of symbolizing like you deal with this fire at this point. And I feel like that's where the Tower fell from. It fell from this woman's power. She decided to put her wand down of consequence against this, created conflict and destruction, no less. But it was kind of coming. It was coming, okay, coming down the line. Mess with the wrong one is what happened here. So the Queen of Wands is about that energy. Now she's kind of, again, showing me a visual here. This woman, she throws their grenade behind her and she starts stepping, and it's like the bomb goes off behind her and she doesn't, there's nothing hits her. She just unscathed she goes from, okay? So it's almost like what's happening here is this woman is taken off. Like I said, I don't know if that is your partner or that is the how do you say, the cheatee, the one you cheated with. But nonetheless, this person is getting away unscathed. They're really not going to have any consequence here, because I feel like what they were there to do, they did, and they accomplished it, okay? And the Five of Swords is in the center of your reading, blowing off in all directions, and it's kind of like the grenade. It's just we got destruction all over. Now you just got to save yourself. Save yourself in whatever way you can, is the sense I'm getting here. Wow, sorry, it's not funny to laugh, but the way they cartoon it to me, it makes me laugh. So sorry if I do that. I don't mean to laugh at you. So we have the Queen of Wands. After her energy, we get the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is creative energy here. Now, that's on top of the Eight of Swords. So I feel like what they're trying to say here is energetically, we got to be real creative to figure out a way that we can come out of this as the Queen is unscathed. I don't know that that's possible, but we gotta think of better ways to deal with this, because this cage that we're limiting ourselves, our belief system here, is not working for us. So we have to absorb more things. Now the next card I get is the Justice card, and that comes down on the Five of Swords, the Eight of Swords. There's a trine here. So there is a sense, so there may be a situation here where we're dealing with legalities having to do with this situation that came about, an affair, like a separation or a legal divorce, or papers that are being drawn up or something in that way, okay? Yeah. And then on top of that, or next to that, we have the Emperor. So that really brings a heaviness to this Justice card. We have the Emperor sitting here, and it's almost like I've made my ruling and that's it, and it's coming down heavy for the Pisces male. I feel like the consequence here is overdue. I feel like this man has not got consequence time after time after time, and now he's come across a big judgment here, and they're going to come down hard on him, okay? So this has to do with, again, the Emperor is connected to the Queen of Wands, both in Aries energy. Yeah, you don't want to mess with an Aries on the wrong side of things, okay? But this guy's on the right side, the Emperor. So there's a lot of truth and dignity that's coming here. And if you are not running in those tracks, you're going to be mowed over. Now, the next card we have here is the Two of Wands. Interestingly enough, I feel when I laid that card, they go, what am I going to do now? It's like looking we still have the decision we had to make a long time ago. We still have it, but we still don't know what we're going to do with it. Okay, that's the sense. Okay, so there's a sense of the Two of Wands as kind of being in bewilderment and not knowing what to do. So this did come as a shock to him, though I feel like the Tower does not come down unless we knew somewhere instinctively this was gonna on a certain level. But nonetheless, we left it to the last possible minute. The universe got in there, cleared things up. Everything's getting cleared away. Now we got a clean slate, and we got to figure out what to do. Okay, that's really what I'm getting here. Okay, go to the love and sex side of things and see if we can't figure things out on a deeper level. So the first card I get here is the Emperor again. So there is someone, and it may be even a father figure or another mate attached to someone, okay? We may have, or an ex-boyfriend or something in the mix here. But nonetheless, I get the Emperor, and they're getting father figure. So there's a father figure involved here that we have to deal with, okay? So keep that in mind. I think it's well on their mind. I think they've butt heads with this. I feel like, man, I'm getting a scenario of a father figure of the woman that you cheated on coming in and laying down rank here and putting his foot down because his daughter wouldn't. That might be a scenario that hits. Yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah. So we have the Emperor at the head of the love and romance side, basically saying, you stay the hell away from my daughter. This is really what's going on. Now, the interesting thing is here, we have the Emperor, then we have the Four Cups on the sex side, which is the we need to talk card. And I'll tell you, this sex side is really pretty quiet on this end here of this pyramid. So there has been a huge catastrophe here in a romantical kind of way. And a father figure, an Emperor that's coming in, and he's shaking things up. Because it feels like the two people involved in the relationship kind of not taking charge. So someone above has to come in and lay down the law. This is what I'm getting. And that's the Four Cups is coming in there and talking to these two and making sense of everything. Okay? Or there's no sense to be made. We're just laying the law down. Okay, so that's the head of the pyramid. So that's what really sets everything else off. Now on the left here we have the Knight of Swords. Now the Knight of Swords is about someone that comes in aggressively, an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. They come in with a lot of aggression and pushiness. They like to stir up shit and leave. That's what this guy comes in for. But I feel like he's very validated at this point. But nonetheless, there's an air sign coming in here to create havoc. Now, it could go along with that Emperor energy. Or it could be another person as well. Oy, oy, oy. Could be someone else from the inside coming at this man, this Pisces male. What'd you get yourself into here, bud? Holy. He's coming in from the outside. He's gonna figure, he needs to get to the bottom of things. So it may be, you know, the fire you were playing with there, it may be attached to that. We may have an air attached to that fire wand that's taken off. It may be some kind of tangent there. He comes in, stirs up shit. Trying to get to the truth is really what it is. It's not like he's starting it. It's been started, and he's going to get to the bottom. Now, on top of that, on the sex side, we get the Sun card. And I get a feeling that the Sun here relates back, because this is not about sex. This is about a huge tower moment that came down and trying to fix it in all areas. So this man is trying to get to the bottom of things and get to the truth, because there's a lot of untruths. I feel like it's his girlfriend that you were messing with, or someone he is attached to, and he's coming in and going, look, I'm not getting truth in my area, and you better tell me the truth, because if I go in here and I get one story from you, one story from her, and I find out a third is the truth, you're both going to get it, that kind of thing. This is what's going on. This man is going to get to the truth. The emperor, he's laying down the law. He don't care what stories are coming at him. He's just laying down his side of the tracks. This guy, he's asking for truth, so he better get it or there's hell to pay. Now the sun is shining on this guy, saying he has every right to do this, and in fact he may be the only one that knows or finds out the truth in this matter. So we're behind him energetically to get to the bottom of things. It's kind of the sense I'm getting. Like, I feel like somebody peeking around a corner into somebody's stuff here. But nonetheless, hopefully this will help someone get through this. Now, here we go. The Queen of Cups. So that is an energy here that is sitting. Now that may be your partner, the original partner, because I feel like the fiery energy that's in here is the partner outside of the partnership. So we may have a water sign here that figures prominently. Now, she is there in her compassion and loving and caring forward. Now, what do we have on the sex side? The King of Cups. So this is interesting. We have a mated pair, okay? So when we have a mated pair like that, it means somebody here, well, I'm getting the sense the fire is outside of the relationship, so the water would be inside the relationship, okay? So you guys are a mated pair, and we have to deal with this. It's basically the situation. It's a mated pairing here, which is interesting because usually you get the cheating going in the direction of something that's better for them or a mated pair, but I'm getting a mated pair here that's cheating. So where are we going to go? I don't know. The next card is the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is about sashing off a heart, taking our emotions out of it and dealing with intellect, or maybe not so much so. But nonetheless, we're not dealing with our emotional side. Cutting that off. So the Two of Swords is the sashing of the heart, is keeping the emotions out of it, right? We are moving forward here, but we refuse to use our emotional center. Then on the sex side of things, we get the Eight of Pentacles. That is about a man making an offer to a woman and it being outright refused. So this may be what was going on subconsciously or underneath everything with the partnership. Now Pentacles is a different element here. Swords. Yeah. But nonetheless, this man is making an attempt to flatter this woman in the bedroom. It's being met with disdain. In fact, we're just not in the mode. Okay. So this may be some of the situations that have led this man to astray. Okay. Put it that way. And then the Ten of Canes here shows up on the romance. That's about putting your best foot forward. And that's also about communicating with people outside, outside of the home, outside of, so I feel like this is what this, Pisces male did. He put his best foot forward to this fire energy and tried his hardest to impress her. Okay. Now, on the sex side of things, we have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like that also goes back to the fire energy that not only are we not having sex with our partner, but we're not having sex with the affair partner, because that's just not going well either. Okay, nothing's working for this guy. Okay, the next card is 21, and that is the the World card. Now the World card in the romance area here talks about burdens. We have family and the burdens of the world, the bills to pay, all of these things to deal with. And it's so heavy on the load of the couple that they can't handle it anymore, that they're losing their grip on the partner. And then we get a child on top of it that creates another burden that is heavy to deal with, especially when we have stuff like this going on, where we're not going to the partner, but we're going outside of the relationship. So very burdensome, very much the end of the road card here. and a feeling of needing to give up. And what do we have on the sex side? We have the King of Swords, so that's interesting. Because the King of Swords here is about an energy where there's a man here that is mated, and then we have an energy where he's being tended to by someone else. So basically outlining a scenario here that could basically have happened. We have a man in a marriage where the woman is in the background doing her thing, and he is being tended to in a physical way. So 21 really says to me, you know, there's going to be an ending to this type of scenario. Will not be able to happen anymore in whatever way, whether it's literally a bust of the relationship. But I feel like if we have a mated pair here, like a Queen of Cups and a King of Cups, two water signs, kind of symbolizes to me we're going to stay together. Everybody else can hit the road, and we're going to have to work it out, right? Or we got a clean slate here. Now, this guy is at a crossroads. There's no way. He starts at a crossroads, refuses to make a decision, and he ends at a crossroads, and he's still not made his decision. So this man is really not of any consequence. I feel like the Emperor's put his foot down. Like I said, it may be a father of one of these ladies, and I feel like it's his water sign partner's father that has come in and said, okay, this is enough of this. I'm going to do this, that, and the other, laying down laws in whatever format where he has to abide by this and chooses to do that. He's going to watch a step from here on in. But at the same point here, we got to cut off of the one we cheated with. That's done. And secondly, because I get a sense here that the one that he cheated with, the fire sign, she didn't know he was in a relationship. So he betrayed her as he went out and betrayed So that was the situation there. Yeah, nobody was informed here, and everybody's in the dark about everything. But it seems like it all came out, and at this point, this man is not getting any action anywhere, and will not be able to continue in the same format as he has been. So definitely a change that's going to happen here, though I have no transition cards, so we may not be changing our behavior, okay? That's the sense I get. Right now, we're just trying to abide by everybody coming in, infiltrating our space and telling us what to do, and guess what? This is our block. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. The interesting thing is here, they're giving me an essence that this guy, okay, so this Pisces man is being way passive. Passive in his life, passive in his marriage or relationship that he's had, passive all over, that we're not taking a stand for anything. We're just going where the wind blows us. And this relationship that ended, this affair, there is no ties there. The only thing that is holding us is the relationship that we're in, and now it's in question here because we've got other people stepping in telling us what to do. We're not making up our own mind, and that's the block card. So do we even want to be in this relationship? Looks to me like not. So why are we there? So are we there because other people are telling us to be there and stay there? Because I feel like that's the problem. Nothing is going to change until this man walks away. Now, we may have a paired couple, but it doesn't mean that we have to live in disharmony or a toxic situation, really. Because if you have someone compulsively cheating on someone else and they're not going to change for nobody, then why are we holding on to this, right? That's the sense I'm getting here. Because I feel like this man, the last card points to the future, and really what it says to me is I can't handle it in this relationship. It's too burdensome. I want to go somewhere else. And no matter who tells you have to do this, you have to do that, this man is not going to abide. He just really is taking everything so lightly that nothing is taken seriously, including the marriage, including everybody's word. And until he honors himself, he's not ever going to be happy. So no matter what he abides by, what rules he conforms to, he's not going to be happy. No matter if it's the father or the judge or whoever that comes down and says, you got to do this, that, and the other, he's still not happy. So he has to get on the track where he gets going in the direction he wants to go. And I don't feel like he's even looking at that. He's just going, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And it's like he's bound by things, but he just doesn't see a way out. And the way out is you go in the direction you want to go, and you make those decisions, those hard decisions. If you got a family you got to bust up and you're not happy there, you go in the direction of you're happy. He may not have found it yet because he's not in that mode. He's not in that frequency. But he better get in gear and figure out where that is. And that's kind of, I feel like, what the Emperor might be telling him to do here. Get your shit together, kid, and, you know, buckle up here. What direction you want to go, and go. So it might be, you know, not just a Tower moment, but a life-changing decision that he has to make. It is life-changing, but forever and ever, amen, forward, with or without a partner. Am I going to start to please myself and move forward? Because that's ultimately, I feel, the root ball here. This man just doesn't think about what he wants. He does for others, which sounds weird when he's in a relationship cheating on a wife and doing all this stuff. But the bottom line is he's doing all that because he doesn't have any self-worth. So what do you do when you have self-worth? You self-destruct. This is, you know, in and amongst what he's... So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting a lot here on this dude. Like, there's a lot of energy here of just kind of being mindless about his life or any direction that he wants to take in it. So that Pisces energy, man, it's water, it flows, but you want to have some control of where you're going. Where's your destination? I don't feel that they have it. And until he does, nothing's going to change. A Tower moment came down here. There is no question. That is your opportunity to straighten up and fly right and find your direction and go there. And if he doesn't take it, it's just going to be downhill. But this man's been going downhill for so long, you don't know what up is. So, sorry. Very blunt, but that's the energy, and it's very frustrating because it's like if this man doesn't care for his life, then how is anybody else supposed to care for it? It's just going to get lost in the shuffle, right? So in the shuffle, meaning drugs, alcohol, women, all of that. We can go on that train, and I mean, that goes speeding 100 miles an hour into a brick wall. Eventually something else is going to hit. So I feel like that's, you know, he's got to take control of his life. He does not want to do that at this point. So no matter how many men or women you got screaming at you, trying to straighten you up, you're not going to straighten up. So again, Tower is the opportunity to change your life. So hopefully you take it. Hopefully you see that opportunity. I see the root ball here is just get out of the relationship you're in and save everybody else some hassle, because this is really just going to keep falling in the same manner. So go, even if it's just to be alone, which I feel like this man will not do. He will just jump, jump, jump. But if you take the time to be alone, you can gain more self-worth, and then you can realize that there is a direction here. I do want to go. And maybe it's back to where I came from, or maybe it's to the future where I'm going to find something that I truly like, because I've discovered more things about me, and I now know more things about where I want to go, that kind of thing. Man, I hope that helps you, because this is a sticky situation, but there's not much I can say because you just kind of put yourself there. So, for the Pisces male, for the Valentine season of 2019, that is your reading. The Green Man, abundance. There's a lot of abundance around you, so you're lucky that way. You have to surrender the habit of people pleasing, and that will get you through. Take care, have fun, and be kind.